Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy JHAWK here, and welcome to round 1 of our playoffs here in season 3. As you see the bracket right here in the East, Baltimore versus Florida, Illinois versus Toronto, Nashville versus Cincinnati, Montreal versus Richmond, and in the West we have Utah, Kansas City, Oakland, Nevada, LA Palms, Alaska, and Colorado Springs and Minnesota. This should be fun. For the first round of the playoffs, we will be simcasting games, and if they're close within the last 2 minutes of the game, we'll hop in and watch the rest of the game. If not, we will be going over the box scores for those games. That's what we're going to do for the first couple rounds, or the first 2 rounds, and then the championship series. We will be hopping in if it's the fourth quarter in a close game. And if it's an elimination game, game 7, that game will be the full game. So hope you guys are excited about the playoffs. Let's go ahead and start this out. Let me know again your predictions below. My predictions. I'm already on this west side, so that's the first thing I'm looking at. So in the west, I have Utah, Oakland, LA Palms, and Colorado Springs advancing. And in the east, I have Baltimore, Toronto, Nashville, and Richmond. Let me know your predictions below. With that being said, let the playoffs begin. Nashville is able to take game 1 on their home court by a score of 89-79. BI led the way with 15 points in this one. Isaiah Ruby, is that his name? Isaiah? Yeah, Isaiah Roby have 14 points. Grant Williams with 12 points. Valanciunas had 10 points. My boy Zay Phil, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals. Really good game for him besides not being able to shoot, and he fouled out in that game. For the Lions, LaMelo led the way, 28 points in this one. Bam Adebayo had 12 points, 7 rebounds. Porter Jr., 8 points. My boy Dez, 3.3 rebounds, 5 blocks in this one. Really good game for him, but Cincinnati isn't able to get the victory in this one. Vince came up clutch for Nashville, 40-21, as the enemies take game 1 of this series. Toronto blows out Illinois in game 1 of this series by a score of 117-98. Jokic, a triple-double, 27, 21, and 12. But wasn't enough to get them the win. Jaden Hardy had 19. Jaren Jackson with 19. Cam Thomas with 11. Just wasn't enough as we come over here. And Steph Curry drops 48 in game 1. Buckled the fuck up. Steph Curry said, I'm not getting beaten round 1 this year. Stop talking to me like that. I'm getting out of round 1. Steph, 48-point masterclass in game 1. Robin Lopez with 16. Clay helps out with 14. Vessel with 11. Gallinari 10 points. D'Angelo Dawkins had 6 points. Steph Curry said, wait a minute. Let me put the world on notice. They shot 56% from the 3-point line in this victory. Good God. Toronto up 1-0 in the series.
1:56 left to play here in the 4th. The dish to Tatum. Towns trying to get open, and there's the bucket from Tatum. Tatum's got 21.
And Tatum has been in these situations before. He's reliable when it comes to stepping up in big moments.
We've got Kuminga, Hampton out there with Jason Tatum. Then there's Towns, and it's Bitadze in at the 4th spot. 5 on the clock. Unloads from 13. Here's Ayton. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you just have to be enticed by the skill set of a 7'1" behemoth who plays with a lot of physicality and skill on both ends.
Anthony's checked in for Los Angeles.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big 2-possession game.
Bay against Tatum. With the teardrop. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Here's Green. Off with the layup.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the need just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Tatum's shot is off.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball, not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that.
The drive by Green can't cash in from close range. Here's Hampton. Another shot, Kuminga, and the rejection by Ayton. And he commits the intentional foul.
First personal foul.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really won. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5. Los Angeles calls timeout. They're down by 5. 29 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now we present our New Balance player of the game, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I had a chance to listen to what Monty Williams discussed with his players. And even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
Thank you, David.
Sensing an opportunity here to increase the lead and capitalizing on it.
And Tatum launches it from deep. Los Angeles with another miss. Now Jones. The visiting club takes the win on the road.
Alaska is able to steal game 1 on the road in LA, winning 99-92. Jason Tatum led the way with 21 points for the Pawns. My boy Josh Little, 16 points, he fouled out. That was the reason why he wasn't on the court right there. Cole Anthony had 12 points, Cat with 11, RJ Hampton had 11. Just couldn't get enough stops on defense to get the win. DeAndre Ayton, 22 and 20 to lead the way in game 1. Carmelo with 20 points to help out the Aces. Kelly Oubre with 15. Chris Paul 12 and 10. Jalen Green with 12. Sadiq Bey had 10. Just 6 players in double figures is usually going to get you a win, as you look at the stats right here. So game 1 is taken by the road team Alaska as they look to become another 6th seed into round 2 in our custom league history.
The home team on D.
2 minutes remaining.
4-point game.
2 minutes.
From 11 feet away, Walker's shot is off.
That's 2 points they should have had. I'm sure he'd love to get that look again.
Mobley out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Primo in at the point.
Ball is turned over. Oakland ball. Checking in for Oakland, Tyrese Maxey.
And Oakland shooting around 44%. Not bad. A minute 37 left in the final quarter.
Away team foul. Kemba Walker. 3rd personal foul. 2nd.
So the first one drops. And that narrows the lead down to just 3.
Tyrese Maxey.
Hits both from the stripe.
As confident as he gets at the line. He wants to be up there in the tight ball.
Pass to Rose. Here's Capella. And so he draws the foul. Headed to the line to shoot a pair.
I mean, Capella really using his massive shoulders to draw contact. Not afraid to go right up into the drill of the defender.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Here's the franchise. Unable to get that one. Johnson with the defensive effort. Here's Rose. Davis with the defensive effort.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
Oh, and Johnson with a block. And he's able to get it back. Shooting pretty well at 45%. Left side Walker. Shoots over Maxey. And he buries it.
Plays like this make it clear that Walker takes his responsibility of being the leader for this team seriously. Just coming through in key situations with these type of baskets.
Here's Maxey. Here's Davis. And it's in. What a beautiful shot. Brings him within 3.
And you want to talk about a big-time shot from Davis? No, he lives for moments like these.
Here's Walker. Pass to Rose. 5 to shoot. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
There's no off switch on Rose. He continues to attack the defense. And then he gets them to compromise. They get what they want out of that trip. Now a 2-possession game.
We present our New Balance Player of the Game, Kemba Walker.
He has truly put on a show out there tonight, tearing it up on both ends of the floor. So impressive, and the other squad has looked helpless to stop him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. The head coach of the home team had some words for his team over the break. He told them to be patient. Work deep into the clock if you have to, but get good shots. He doesn't want them to look up at the scoreboard. He wants execution on each of its plays.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now for the second.
Not a guy you want to foul. Walker's a tremendous free throw shooter and does a great job of getting himself to the line.
There's 18 seconds left to play in the fourth. Pass to Mobley from deep three-point range. Rebounded by Johnson. And an intentional foul right there.
Evan Mobley. 3rd personal foul.
Good on the first. And that makes it a 7-point lead.
Kemba Walker at the line for 2.
So he gets them both. And it's an 8-point ball game. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Forbes. And off target. He starts the game 0 for 1. The visiting club takes the win on the road.
Oakland put together a run in the fourth quarter, but just couldn't finish the job. Nevada comes in and steals game 1 on the road, 92-84. Anthony Davis led the way with 17 points, 11 rebounds in this one. Tyrese Maxey had 15. Boy Jaden Barr had 15. He shot the ball poorly, though. He'll have to definitely improve for game 2. Josh Minott had 12 points. Evan Mobley with 12 points. Yeah, all these players with 12-plus points and couldn't get the job done. Kemba Walker turns back the clock and drops 35 in game 1 to help them get the win. Derrick Rose had 15 points. Clint Capella 14 and 10. J.D. Davison had 10. Had Jalen Johnson 6, 10, and 6 for him in this one. But Nevada comes away with the road victory, still in game 1 on the road. So good start to the series for Nevada in this one.
.158 left to play in the final quarter. They've got insanity. Durant is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's De'Aaron Fox. And it's man in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's James. Shot clock at 5. Going inside. It's rebounded by Montreal. Drummond's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Man passes to Drummond. Tries again, and he sinks the layup. Drummond's got the lead up to 7 now for Montreal.
And that's 280 pounds crashing the glass. Drummond bullying his way there on that second chance bucket.
James misses.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Outside, Fox for the 3. He doesn't hit that one. And Richmond will go the other way with it.
This has reached desperation time for him.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every possession. That's what it's going to take here.
Not letting that one fly. Drumming using his height and wingspan to deny the shooter.
And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for Montreal. It's a 5-point game. Count the basket.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreak.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
Here's the waiter. After the basket by De'Aaron Fox. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Kevin Durant.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he does get the second one. And that trims the lead to 6. Here's Fox. And an intentional foul right there.
4th personal foul. 4th team foul. Substitution for the Huskies, Reggie Jackson.
And so it's Montreal now. And there's the foul. It's on the way. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
Well, they didn't make it this far by giving up easy ones. And now their defense is in overdrive.
Now here's Milton.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
I'll tell you, it's never an easy point in the game, knowing whatever you do, you're still coming away with the L.
Now here's Leonard. T right on him. So the Huskies win it. A pretty good feeling right now for them to be out in front like this in the series.
Montreal is able to hold off Richmond and take game 1 at home 90-83. KD led the way with 24 in this one. De'Aaron with 22 helps them out. Jeffrey Davion had 18 points. Drummond with 12 and 11. He had 4 blocks to help out. This Trey Man or Terrence Man? Trey Man had 10 points. Terrence Man plays somewhere else in the league. They only had 6 guys. Is that 6? Yeah, 6 people score and they won this game. That's crazy. Jaywalking led the way with 20 points in this one for the Rams. Paulo had 15. Tobias Harris had 12. LeBron only had 11. LeBron, you cannot score 11 if you're going to get Richmond past this series. James Wiseman had 7 and 7. Not bad game for him, as we see these numbers right here. But Richmond is down 1-0 to the higher seeded Montreal Huskies. So we'll see what happens in game 2 of this series. The top seed in the East, Baltimore Barons, are able to get a 9-point victory over Florida, 90-81. Siakam led the way with 21 points in this one. DiVincenzo had 16. Brogdon with 13. I almost had a triple-double. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Had Josh Green. Yep, he had 10 points. Jordan Poole off the bench with 7. Chet struggled. Rough game for him. For the Hedgehogs, Zion led the way with 20 points. Terrence Ross in 8 minutes had 13 points. Markelle with 10 points. Kawhi struggled with 9 points only. He'll definitely have to have a bounce-back performance. Same thing with Sabonis, 4 of 15 for him in game 1. As the Baltimore Barons take themselves a 1-0 series lead. Look what we got here. Minnesota steals game 1 on the road in Colorado Springs, 91-83. Cade led the way, 21 points. Sengun had 15 to help him out. Is that Kyle Anderson? Kyle Anderson had 12 points. Like I said, he doesn't really have his starters. He's got a bunch of players hurt. Is this Justin Jackson? My boy Justin. All-time favorite Tar Heel. The Monsters were led by Jaylen Brown's 27 points. J.D. Hager with 23 points also. Yeah, they combined and did their thing. Westbrook had 13 assists to help out. He's not going to score you that many points, but he's going to get you some assists. But look at that. Even though the Ducks shot a higher percentage than the Monsters are able to steal game 1 on the road. Okay, Minnesota, do your thing then. Donovan Mitchell drops 35 in game 1 to lead the Range to a 86-72 victory over the Kansas City Bison. Ben Simmons had 15 points with 6 rebounds, 9 assists. He also had 3 steals to help out. I mean, everybody scored for them, so not too bad. The Bison were led by Emmanuel Quickly, 20 points. Luka struggles from the floor, only scores 13. He had 8 points and 8 rebounds, 6 assists to go with his 13. Caruso with 11. Morris 2 of 10. And then Porzingis only had 6 points. Porzingis has to show up if they're gonna have a shot in this series. 42-16 in the paint for Utah in game 1. So all our game 1s are complete. So now let's move on to games 2 of all these series. Nashville goes up 2-0 in this series with a 32-point home victory, 102-70 in this one. Valanciunas led the way with 18 points. Chris Duarte had 18. Zay Phil with 17. B.I. with 15. Had Giddy and Yurt 7. Both had 9 points. Look, just everybody did their thing in this game to help the enemies go up 2-0. For the Lions, Joshua Christopher? Josh Christopher, same difference. 18 points for him to lead the way for the Lions. Michael Porter Jr. had 14. LaMelo with 11 points, struggled from the floor. Bam Adebayo only 6 points. That's not going to do it for you guys. So Cincinnati loses the first 2 games on the road, so now they definitely have to win game 3 to make this series interesting. If not, Nashville might be on their way to round 2. Nashville up 2-0 heading to Cincinnati. I wasn't able to just hop into this game. It was a 9-point game with 30 seconds left in the game, and Toronto made it a 1-point game. So Illinois takes game 2, and they split the first 2 games in Illinois as this team get their 85-84 victory. Jokic doing Jokic things again. 20 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. He had 4 steals to help out too. Jaden Hardy had 16. We had Salil Ahmed with 13 points. Cam Thomas 12 points. Just everybody doing their thing. It is 2, 3, 4, 7 players with 7 points or more in this game for this team. Steph did Steph things again. He had 22 in this one. Clay had 21. Then Vassell with 10, and then the rest of the group just couldn't get their things going. D'Angelo Dawkins 7, 5, and 4 in this one for him. And Illinois able to get a game. They bounce back after the blowout in game 1. They take game 2 at home as the series will head north of the border to Canada. Toronto ready for their first home game of the playoffs. Tied 1 apiece. Let's see what happens in Canada. LA bounces back in game 2. Wait, they won game 1, didn't they? Whoops. No, they lost game 1. My bad. I had a whole brain fart. But LA able to bounce back with a 20-point victory in game 2 to tie the series up at 1 apiece. They had 3 players in double with 20 points, 5 in double figures. Jason Tatum leading the way with 26 points. Kuminga with 21. Cat with 20. And Mo Wagner with 15. And Josh Little had 8. RJ Hampton had 8 points also. Just really good game for LA to bounce back and even this series at 1 apiece. DeAndre Ayton, another good game for him. 29 and 10. Sadiq Bey had 10. Jalen Green with 10. Chris Paul needs to start scoring a little more. 10 assists again, but 7 points. You got to start scoring a little more. Got to help out DeAndre. DeAndre is doing his thing right now, and this is a contract year for him. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year unless they win the championship. But series decided 1 apiece as we head far north into Alaska for the first time in this series. Oakland bounces back from their game 1 loss to take game 2 against Nevada by a score of 86-73 in this one. Anthony Davis 13 points, Garrison Matthews with 12 points, Maxey with 11 points, Josh Minott with 11 and 10, Jaden Barr with 10. Look at all these players. Everybody that played scored in this game. Even Evan Mobley 8 and 12, Primo 9 points in 10 minutes off the bench. Really good game for Oakland. For Nevada, Kemba cools down, only drops 19 in this one. Derrick Rose with 16, J.D. Davison with 11, Delore had 10 points, and they just didn't get enough stops. Kemba 7 of 22. That's gonna hurt you a little bit, but Oakland is able to get game 2 and even this series at 1 apiece as we head to Nevada for the first time in this series. Montreal goes up 2-0 in this series with their 84-77 victory. KD 22, 10, and 5. Drummond 15, 16, and 5. Josh Hart had 14. Davion had 8 points. De'Aaron Fox only scored 6 points. That's crazy. He only scored that many points and they won. Thankful for Josh Hart's 14 off the bench and then Drummond helping out KD in this one. Jaywalking, bounce back performance for him, 26 and 10, but just no help behind them. LeBron only 8 points in this one. LeBron has to be aggressive and go score if they're going to have a shot in this series. But Richmond is now down 2-0 in this series. The series is heading to Richmond, Virginia for the first time. So let's see if LeBron and company can get back on track or if Montreal is on their way to a sweep. Baltimore starts the 4th quarter on a quick 12-0 run and is able to hold off Florida and get the 90-79 victory to take a 2-0 series lead. Chet Holmgren with a bounce-back performance. He had 21. Jordan Poole helped out with 16 off the bench. And you had me I had 13, 5, and 7. Brogdon with 13 points. Siakam didn't really score, but the rest of the group is able to hold on and get the victory. Markelle led the way with 24 in this one for Florida. Kawhi only drops 12 points. Kawhi's got to be more aggressive on offense. He has no choice, especially with Florida now being down 2-0. Sabonis had 11 points. He played better than he did. Zion struggled, only had 6 points on 1 of 7 shooting. Yeah, Florida's got to do something. Kawhi's got to be more aggressive on offense if they're going to have a chance in this series. So we head to Florida with Baltimore up 2-0 in the series. Colorado Springs bounces back with the 89-83 victory, able to hold off a fourth quarter rally from Minnesota in this one, with Cade Cunningham leading away with 32 points in this one. Halliburton had 13, McConnell had 11, Foster Jr. had 10 points, Sengun with 9 points. Just a performance that was needed for Cade to keep Colorado Springs from falling in a 2-0 deficit. Jaylen Brown had 28 to lead the way for the Monsters. Westbrook had 15. A good performance for him. JD with 12 points. He had 7 blocks to go with it. Crazy game for him. Jackson with 11 points. Draymond doing Draymond things down here. But it's hard to contain, hard to win a game when Cade's going to drop 30 like that. But that was a much-needed victory for the Ducks, as the series is now tied 1 apiece as we head to Minnesota for the first time. Utah goes up 2-0 with the 101-89 victory over Kansas City, and we had Nafim Ahmed with 21 points to lead the way for Utah in this one. Donovan Mitchell, 18 points. Simmons had 14. Kispert with 10 points. Look at all these players that scored. Everybody that scored had at least 4 points for Utah, so good game for them. Quickly led the way with 18 for the Bison. Porzingis had a better performance with 16. Mo Bamba even had 16. Lucas struggles again, 12 points. He needs to just flick the switch on, and he needs to hoop out with the series heading to Kansas City. Christie had 11. Caruso with 10 points. Just all these players with double figures just couldn't get the win in this one, as the Utah Range just keep the winning streak going. Came in with a 13-game winning streak. They're up 2-0 now, so 15 straight wins for Utah. Let's see if Kansas City can bounce back at home, though, as the series shifts to Kansas City for Game 3.
Ingram against Porter. Ingram, the pass to Williams.
They'll need to make some major adjustments to compensate for the fouling out with the game on the line.
Both teams will make substitutions. He hits the first one, and that ties this game up.
At the line for 2.
And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives him a lead.
Fantastic job stepping up and knocking those 2 down. That's got to be a huge confidence builder.
We've got Brandon Ingram, and it's Giddey in at the point guard position to take the lead, and too long on the shot.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
Second chance shot, and another shot, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Washington passes to Porter. Harris outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it go from 14, and it's Giddey with a rebound.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Here's Ingram, and they recover it.
Hard work on the glass gives them back the ball, and they get to milk a little clock here.
Huge bucket there from the big Lithuanian. Valanciunas is stepping up.
Porter against Ingram. Outside Porter. Pass to Suggs. Rebounded by Ingram. 27 seconds left for the game.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
He drops the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion.
It's so fun to see Brandon Ingram evolve. He's a true student of the game, and each year he keeps improving.
Dosunmu, he's checked in for Harris.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
who wants a free t-shirt, make some noise.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game.
It's almost beyond belief what he's done in this game. He's been impossible to cool off, hitting just about everything he looks at. It doesn't matter who's guarding him. He's had an answer for just about everyone.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer was going over with his team. He told them victory was within their grasp, saying, quote, "You've got all the tools you need to win. Now it's about closing. Guys, we'll see if they're up for the task."
And Allie, thank you for that. Good on the first, and that increases the lead to 6. And so both free throws good, and it's a 7-point game.
Adding a little cushion to their advantage. Nice work at the line.
Vasumu can't hit. Here's Giddey. And so the road team gets the W in this one.
I've been meaning to fix Nashville's jerseys because they wear white on the road, so we just had white jerseys for both teams. But doesn't change the fact that Nashville is now up 3-0 in this series with their 92-85 victory. The Lions were led by P.J. Washington and Josh Christopher, each with 17 points. Porter Jr. had 13, Bam had 13, LaMelo had 10 points before fouling out. Maybe if he doesn't foul out, it's a different story, but just a struggle as Cincinnati is now in a 3-0 hole. Giddey led the way with 21 points for the enemies. B.I. had 19. Zay Phil with 16. He fouled out again. I just want to see Zay Phil get some action in this series, man. Hop in, and he's just not playing because he fouled out. But Nashville has themselves a 3-0 series lead. They are about to put away Cincinnati in Game 4, or is LaMelo and company going to at least force a Game 5 and make the series at least go back to Nashville? We will see that. And I am going to fix Nashville's jerseys real quick, but we'll see what happens in Game 4. Alright guys, just had to do a quick little pause real quick because when I was looking, I had to fix the court because I saved these all to my thing. If you look up my username, then you can find all the designs for all the teams. And I was looking for the Kobe logo on the courts, and they didn't have them. So we are now going to replace all the teams with this secondary image. It's Kobe's logo with him looking down on his daughter. I think that's dope as hell, so we're going to use that for the court instead of the Kobe logo. I will just be replacing that for all the current playoff teams. Everybody else will replace those in the offseason. But I think this is pretty dope. Alright, after fixing all the courts and stuff, Toronto took a 2-1 series lead. Illinois made it close at the very end, but Toronto held on to the 90-86 victory to take a 2-1 series lead. Steph with 28. D'Angelo Dawkins shows up with 15 and 9. Gallinari had 15 also. Clay fell off a little bit, 7 points, but it's all good. Steph Curry doing his thing, leading his team. For the Steam, it was Cam Thomas leading the way with 20 points. Jokic with a down game, only 14 and 10 in this one. Monte Morris had 12. Jaren Jackson with 12 and 10. Salil Ahmed had 10 points. 5 people with double figures just didn't get enough stops to win this game. So Toronto now has themselves a 2-1 series lead as we head into Game 4 of this series. Alaska goes on a big fourth quarter run and sees 7 players score in double figures as they take the 103-96 victory to take a 2-1 series lead. DeAndre Ayton had 18 and 10. Kelly Oubre with 18. Jalen Green with 15. Carmelo with 12. This Trey Jones or Tyus? Tyus Jones had 12. Chris Paul 10, 9, and 10. Sadiq Bey had 10 points. Lee had 6. Like, everybody that played scored for Alaska. Good game for them. Jason Tatum led the way with 22 in this one. Josh Little with 20. Kuminga had 12. Mo Wagner with 12. Hampton with 11. Cat only 9 points he needs to get involved more offensively. And then Cole Anthony 1 of 9 shooting. Not a good game for him in this one. LA now down 2-1 in the series, needing to go ahead and win Game 4 so they can avoid being down 3-1 in this series. So we'll see what happens in Game 4. Kemba turns back the clock again. 36 points to lead the way for Nevada to take a 2-1 series over Oakland with their 85-68 victory in Game 3. J.D. Davison had 13. D. Rose had 12. Capella had 19 rebounds to go with his 8 points. He also had 3 blocks, so good game for Capella. For the Oaks, Tyrese Maxey had 14 in this one. Evan Mobley with 13. Jaden Barr with 12. AD needs to get involved more offensively at 9, 11, and 6 in this one. But Oakland now goes down 2-1 in this series. Definitely needing to win Game 4 of this series so they don't avoid a 3-1 hole. So we'll see what happens in Game 4 of this series. Richmond is in trouble as they get blown out 110-77 at home to fall behind 3-0 in the series. The Huskies look like the better team in this series. JayWalking drops 22. He fouled out in this one. LeBron showed up a little bit offensively with 16, 7, and 6. He just needs to score more. Norman Powell had 10. Tobias Harris with 10. James Wiseman with 10. And then after that, don't get anybody close to double figures. As for the Huskies, KD led the way with 27 in this one. Jeffrey Davion had 18. Josh Hart 14 and 11. Man, Josh Hart's playing good. Trey Mann with 13. Reggie Jackson with 13 off the bench. Brandon Clark 10 and 8. Fox played 1 minute. Oh, Fox got hurt. Strained right Achilles out a week or two. So, ooh, does that mean Jeffrey Davion? Davion is going to insert into the starting lineup for De'Aaron. That's cool. We get to see a custom prospect. But Montreal, well ahead. They have themselves a 3-0 series lead. Are they going to get the sweep, or is Richmond going to force Game 5? Let's see what happens in Game 4. Baltimore goes up 3-0 with their 80-69 road victory against Florida. For the Barons, or for the Hedgehogs, Sabonis led the way with 11 and 12. Markelle with 9. Kawhi needs to get going offensively. He had 9 points. I mean, they had balanced scoring. The problem is only one player scored double figures, and they lost by 11 points. Brogdon led the way with 17 for the Barons. Chet had 15. Jordan Poole had 14. Siakam had 12. Only had 3 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. Gee, I filled up the stat line a little bit. Golly. As you see right here, Baltimore looking to finish off a 4-game sweep. Florida looks to avoid the sweep and force Game 5. Let's see what happens in Game 4. Minnesota, look at the Monsters using a second half and blowing out Colorado Springs 98-67 to take a 2-1 series lead against the Ducks. Jaylen Brown 31 points to lead the way. J.D. Hager with 22 and 12. Then the rest of the team doing their thing in this one. Great team win for the Monsters in this one. Cade 12 points along with Kyle Anderson. They both led the way with their 12 points. Foster had 10. And then the rest of the team just did their thing. It's hard for Cade. He's having to try to do this all by himself. He struggled from the floor. But no need to panic right now. It's still 2-1. All you have to do is win tomorrow and avoid going down 3-1. That's all you got to do if you're Colorado Springs. Just avoid going down 3-1. We'll see what happens in Game 4.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Conchar is checked in for Doncic. Patrick Williams, he's checked in for Utah. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Isaiah Stewart. They've got Porzingis, and it's Conchar in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Porzingis. Porzingis is double. And there's the pass to Quickly. Hits it from three-point range. Quickly's got the lead up to 7 now for Kansas City.
Pretty unselfish play there, right? Porzingis finding the open man, and it's more and more comfortable and more aware of everything going on around him.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 7. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
Hey guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
And Greg, to play like he has under the most intense circumstances here in the playoffs makes it all the more remarkable. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, during the last break, I listened to Utah's coach address his team. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. You got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, David. Time called here. Kansas City decides to talk it over.
Timeout call.
They're in front by 4. 17 seconds left in the game. "17 seconds left to play in the final quarter." And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Ooh, I think that's a wrap. And I can tell you, you can't have more pressure-packed free throws than the ones that are going to seal the game.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 6. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
There's still a sliver of hope.
Yeah, act fast, but without mistakes.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Patrick Williams. First personal foul. Team is in the penalty. At the line for
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
2 shots.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Here's Nora. Another miss by Utah. And so Kansas City takes the win.
Kansas City comes away with the 104-96 victory to at least get a game. They're now down 2-1 in the series. Luka led the way with 29, 10, and 6. Porzingis had 23. Mo Bamba with 12. Bogdanovich with 12. Just really good game for Kansas City, needing to win this one so they didn't go down 3-0. As for Utah, their winning streak comes to an end. Donovan Mitchell led the way with 24 points in this one for him. Ben Simmons with 14. Stewart had 14. Patrick Williams with 12 points. And then after that, they did it. Najif Ahmed. Nafim Ahmed. I'm going to get it right. My bad, homie. But he had 8 points also. But Kansas City at least gets a win to avoid going down 3-1. Let's see if they can tie the series at 2 apiece. Cincinnati is able to avoid elimination and win Game 4 96-81. LaMelo led the way with 29 in this one. P.J. Washington had 13. My boy Dez had 13. Ayo had 13. 4 players with 13 plus. That's usually going to help you win a game with everybody else contributing off the bench. Zayfield led the way with 14, as did B.I. in the loss. And Yurtseven had 14 too. They just didn't get enough stops in this one, as Cincinnati does avoid elimination for at least one more game. But the series heads back to Nashville for Game 5, so let's see if Nashville finishes up the series on their home court, or if Cincinnati can force this back here for Game 6 in Cincinnati. We'll see what happens.
1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Curry. No good off the back of the rim.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
But, you know, I hear you. That's a good look. But when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Klay Thompson is out there with Danilo Gallinari. Then it's Jordan McLaughlin. Then there's Jared Vanderbilt. And it's Curry in at the point.
Easy to understand why they turn to Jokic in these situations. He has a knack for cashing in on big possession.
11 feet out. Jump shot is good. Curry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Steph relishes taking key shots. It's what he's out there to do.
And now let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
And I just love to see a player who plays with an aggressive mindset. I mean, he had the energy and the intensity all game. He didn't waste any time when he had his chances out there by attacking the rim.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
During that break, Coach Dwayne Casey had some advice for his team. As we head down the stretch, he said to his team, quote, "We can win this. I believe in you guys, but we have to make some plays because we know they're going to." Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Lopez with the steal. He's off on the layup.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
Jackson can't get it to go. Here's Toronto with the ball. They lead by 4. Pass to Curry. Lets the 3 fly. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Toronto.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
You also can't overlook how well they've defended the rim as they've challenged every shot and blocked quite a few tonight.
Now here's Thompson. Outside Curry. The 3 is up. Drains the triple. And it's a 10-point Toronto lead.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Jokic against Lopez. And they double up Jokic. Morris for 3. Buries it from 3.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Curry against Morris. Now Curry. And so the home crowd treated to a win.
Alright, Steph, you have been in this position before. Let's see what happens this time. Steph Curry and the Toronto Towers win 85-78 to take a 3-1 series lead. Curry had 24 to lead the way. Klay Thompson with 19. Vassell with 11. D'Angelo Dawkins put in 10-7 with 4 blocks also, so good game for him. Everyone contributed in this win for the Towers, so good game for them. As for this team, it's Salil Ahmed leading the way with 18 points. Jokic 14-14 and 8 in the loss. He needs to shoot a little better. Monte Morris with 11. Cam Thomas with 11. Jaden Hardy with 10. Jaren Jackson with 10. Yeah, all these players with double figures just didn't get enough stops to win this game. And now your backs are against the wall. Illinois needing to win this next game as the series is going home to Illinois. They need to win this to avoid losing this series. For Toronto, they want to finish it out. Steph's been up 3-1 before. Let's see if Steph can finally get out of the first round of the playoffs in Game 5. Back-to-back wins by Alaska, and the 6th seed has put the 3 seed Palms in a hole as the Aces have a 3-1 series lead. 106-93 victory here. Chris Paul shows up with 23 points in this one. DeAndre Ayton 19 and 14. Tyus Jones with 16. Kelly Oubre with 14. Jalen Green with 11. Sadiq Bey had 10. Just everybody that played contributed to this win. So good game for Alaska. As for the Palms, Kuminga led the way with 16. RJ Hampton with 15. Josh Little with 13. Cat with 13. Tatum struggling from the floor. Only 11 points in this one. As the Palms are now in a 3-1 hole as the series heads to LA. Palms needing to win this and 3 straight in order to come back and win this series. For Alaska, they just need one more win. Is Alaska going to finish it out on the road, or is LA going to force Game 6 back here to Alaska? Let's find out. Nevada has put Oakland into a 3-1 hole now with their 84-64 victory. And we had vintage Derrick Rose in this one. 34 points for Derrick to lead the way for the Warbirds in this one. Jalen Johnson had 10 points. Basically everybody contributed. Davison had 9 points. Kemba struggled from the floor, but when Derrick Rose is going to pick you up like he did, you're going to get a win. So great to see Derrick Rose back to his old form in this one. For the Oaks, Tyrese Maxey led the way with 13. Jaden Barr 10 points, and then besides that, Anthony Davis struggling again. He needs to get going offensively if they're going to have a shot to win this series. But Oakland is now in a 3-1 hole. Game 5 in Oakland. Oakland needs to win to keep this series alive and force the series back here to Nevada for Game 6. As for the Warbirds, can they go on the road and finish out this series? Let's find out. Richmond avoids the sweep as they take Game 4 by a score of 106-85. Jaywalking 33-11 to lead the way. LeBron came alive also, 23-8-8. If these two are going to do this the rest of the series, buckle up, because we might have a 3-0 series turn around to a 4-3 win. But Richmond, you gotta love seeing that happen. 56 combined from your best two players. Norman Powell with 13, Wiseman had 8. Everybody played and contributed to this win for Richmond. As for the Huskies, KD, first game without De'Aaron Fox in his starting lineup, 29 points to lead the way. Drummond had 15. Jeffrey Davion is going to have to take the load. He's taking over the starting spot. He had 10 points. I mean, we're going to see what he can do. Hopefully help KD finish off this series. Trey Mann had 10 points also. But story of this game, LeBron and Jay combining for 56 points to avoid the sweep. So Game 5 heads back to Montreal. Let's see if the Rams can keep it going or if KD and company can finish off the series at home. Florida uses that big first quarter momentum and just keeps it pushing as they are able to avoid elimination with a 101-86 victory at home. Fultz led the way with 25 points. Zion Admola had 16. Sabonis with 15, 13, and 8. Big game for him. Lowry with 15. Kawhi only takes 4 shots. He needs to shoot more. He just needs to shoot more. I love the fact that his teammates had it back, but he needs to shoot the ball more if they're going to come back completely in this series. As for the Barons, in 14 minutes, Jordan Poole led the way with 25 points. Big game for him. Siakam had 13. Brogdon with 12. Holmgren had 10 points. I had 4 and 5. I'm not really a scorer type, so that's not surprising. As you see the stats right here. But Florida is able to win on their home court and avoid being swept. So now we head to Baltimore for Game 5. Let's see if Florida can keep the momentum or if Baltimore can finish the job at home.
McConnell against Westbrook to take the lead. Rebounded by Colorado Springs.
And you can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Setting the floor for Colorado Springs. We got TJ McConnell. Also, Tyrese Halliburton out there. Cunningham is out there with MB. And it's Şengün in at the 4. Second free throw. No good that time. He really wanted that one.
Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs him.
To tie it up. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
One of the more active and alert players in the NBA. Westbrook takes advantage of defensive miscues.
Halliburton's checked in for Colorado Springs. Now here's Anderson. We've got 1:18 left in the 4th.
Nice work on the glass, but his defense was even better. Really has an impact on that shot.
Green, the pass to Moody. Brown with the bounce pass. On the top of the key. Goes back up. Kicks to Westbrook. Four on the clock. Anderson with the block.
And blocks like this fire Anderson up. In turn, get his teammates going as well. That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the leg.
Westbrook passes to Green. Money!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
Timeout called here. Colorado Springs decides to talk it over. And now, let's present our New Balance player of the game, Cade Cunningham.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Colorado Springs' head coach had some advice for his team during the break. And he's excited about their chances. He said, this is what we've worked for. This is where we want to be. Now it's up to us to take it. That means big plays and big shots. We'll see if they can rise to the big moment, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 2. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
That's an unforced error. That driver, coach, crazy. You got to play heads up out there.
A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
And this is postseason play at its finest. Refusing to give up shots here in the playoffs.
We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Green with the rebound. Brown outside. Green, the pass to Jackson. Westbrook with it. It's tipped. Get that out of here. Stuffed it and Krantz the run. The one-man stop.
Third personal foul.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Taking 2 shots.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
And so Colorado Springs takes the win.
Wow, Westbrook really just sold the bag right there. Colorado Springs is able to tie the series at 2 apiece with their 93-89 victory. Jaylen Brown, 26 points. Why was the ball never in his hand? He barely touched the ball. That's terrible. He had 26 to lead the way. JD wasn't even on the court for any of that. He had 14. Westbrook had 12. Najee with 11. Boston with 11. Draymond had a dunk. We saw that. That was pretty good, guys. Cade Cunningham led the way with 26 to lead the way for the Ducks. Sengun had 15. Halliburton with 12. Anderson with 12. Embiid's back. Oh. Joel Embiid made his debut in this series. Had 10 points. With Embiid back, uh-oh. Minnesota might be in trouble. But nah, they only lost by 4 with Embiid on the court, so it's now a best of 3 as the series is heading to Colorado Springs for Game 5. Whoever wins Game 5 is going to be in good shape, needing just to win one more game. So let's see who's going to take the most important Game 5.
Alex Caruso is out there with Luka Doncic. Then it's John Konchar. Then it's Kristaps Porzingis. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter here. Mitchell against Quickly. Mitchell, good. Mitchell's got 11 points here in the second half.
Wow, Donovan Mitchell simply fearless when his team is in need.
They just committed too many fouls. While you don't want to give up easy looks, you also don't want to give away points. It's been a non-stop parade to the free throw line.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Donovan Mitchell.
I'll tell you, some people can score and some people can scope. And unquestionably, he was able to scope tonight. Man, the defense had no chance. They couldn't contain him, and he took full advantage.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Taylor Jenkins had to say to his team. He wants all they have to give coming down the stretch, saying, quote, it's not just the big plays. I want to see us making the little plays too, winning the 50-50 balls. That's the effort we need.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
In a close contest, you have to put the ball in the hands of someone who will find a way to put up points.
Mitchell, the pass to Simmons. Inside. Pass to Kispert. Launches it. 2 on the clock. Nails it from beyond the arc. Kispert's got 6 here in the quarter.
Coming down the stretch, they've leaned on the perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Now here's Porzingis. Good work defensively by Robinson.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Mitchell misses. Here's Caruso. Simmons defending. There's 37 seconds left to play in the fourth. Porzingis is double. Here's Caruso. Oh, wow! A huge basket to tie the game!
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Now here's Mitchell. Robinson. Porzingis grabs the board.
Kansas City calls timeout.
And they're set to take control of this game.
It's crucial that they convert here.
Here's Caruso. Pass to Porzingis. Over Robinson. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last-minute shot is offline. Regulation is ended, and we are headed to overtime. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after the break. We've got Isaiah Stewart. Kispert is out there with Donovan Mitchell. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. Pass to Porzingis. Five on the clock. Aldama. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Second team foul.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
Quickly is checked in for Caruso. And he's unable to get the second one. On offense, here's Utah. Trailing by 4. Outside, Williams. Stripped away. Just over 2.5 minutes in OT in this exciting contest. Doncic outside. Over Jones. And there's Doncic. That's good. On the assist by Quickly. Doncic has got 20 points.
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
Now here's Mitchell. Up and over Doncic. That one rolls around and rims out.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
I'll tell you, Luka Doncic makes tough shots look easy. Boy, that close to the bucket through that much contact, nice.
Mitchell against Doncic. Porzingis grabs the board.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Now here's Doncic. The D's right on him.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Can't cash it in from close range.
They've been a different squad here in overtime. I'm just not seeing the same energy level.
Aldama. Nice work on the boards, paying off with a basket.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
This OT has been somewhat lackluster, mainly because both teams are clearly exhausted.
And so the home crowd treated to a win.
Kansas City comes away with a 10-point win in overtime to tie the series at 2 apiece. Luka with 22, 7, and 8 to lead the way. Porzingis with 19, Quickly with 13, Caruso with 12. Aldama, yeah, we haven't heard from him really at all this year, as he drops 11 and 8 to help out in this win for the Bison. Donovan Mitchell had 28. Spada needed help. Ahmed had 21, Kispert with 14, Beasley with 14, but not much help after that. Couldn't get the stops that they needed in overtime, as this series is tied 2 apiece as the series shifts to Utah for Game 5.